And for your opening bout, a boxing matchup. All right, and here we have our first competitor for Combat Quest 22, Joe Boroff. Joe Boroff making his boxing debut here today representing the Syndicate Boxing Club. As mentioned before, this is a 160-pound matchup.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how Keith Hart does today in this boxing match, coming from an MMA gym, coming from MMA sparring partners, boxing someone who, although is a debuter, coming out of a boxing gym.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to be an interesting bout to see. I mean, we mentioned before, Keith Hart is somebody who's always game to fight, no matter what it is. Like we said, he won that award for being versatile because he's taken fights in every discipline, no matter what it was. So we've seen him box before, unfortunately coming up short in his debut. Looking to see if he's going to redeem that win today as he's making his way out here, looking like he is ready to go today. And this is another individual who has just the best composure when he's in the cage, seeming calm no matter what kind of pressure he's up against. And that's something that I feel is very underrated in a lot of fighters, somebody who's able to stay calm in high-pressure situations. Keith Hart Jr. has actually faced some of the best that Vigilant MMA has to offer. He went up against one of our current kickboxing champions, Aldo Dominguez, and he went up against the Dominator and took him all the way to the limit. They ended up going all 5 championship rounds. Unfortunately, coming up very, very short. Is a very close decision at the end, but he stuck all the way through, went the distance with the Dominator.
It's time to rock the cage! This will be a boxing match with 3 2-minute rounds.
I'm getting excited here.
Absolutely.
Your battle bud's blue corner opponent from Syndicate Boxing Club with a record of 0-0. It's Joe Boroff. And in his opponent, fighting out of the Team Reaper red corner with a record of 0-1 from Gracie Brandon, Keith Hart Jr.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like our official is just adjusting one of our safety pads here. And both of these competitors look like they are ready to go today. I mean, Boroff has not taken his eyes off of Keith Hart Jr. since he walked out of that entranceway. Still bouncing, staying warm. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our official is ready. And we are underway with round 1 of this boxing matchup. This will be 3 2-minute rounds. Nice body shot there. Boroff rushes the cage a little bit. And this is a little more unorthodox than your average boxing because it is...
the cage is involved.
It's a cage. It's not just a 4-sided ring. A lot of different angles now.
Now, we got these two fighters in different stances, right? So we have a southpaw going against an orthodox fighter. And the name of the game is to outstep the lead foot. So let's see who can position themselves to outflank each other and land that cross.
And Keith Hart doing his best to defend back against the cage here. Nice body shot coming in there from Boroff.
Good jabs coming from Keith.
Nice right
cross
hand.
landed. He's really finding his range with that.
Nice right hand there landed from Keith Hart Jr. Beautiful combo there landed from Hart.
Hart fighting in
Beautiful.
both stances and having good effect with it. A couple of these shots have landed.
There's a nice slip there from Hart.
Staying in the pocket, fighting in a phone booth.
Keith Hart knocked back. Both fighters landing just absolute bombs. Hart might be a little bit in trouble here. Boroff is firing.
Defend yourself at all times. Defend yourself at all times.
It looks like there was a timeout for the low blow.
This is one of those circumstances, if you feel like you've received an illegal blow, don't look to the ref. You got to hope that he's doing his job. You got to cover yourself. You have to protect yourself at all times.
We're going to see that was the low blow right there. And he didn't protect himself with the follow-up punches. So in this situation, Hart will have 5 minutes to gain his composure. And these are, you know, it gives both fighters kind of an opportunity to take a breather. I mean, it's a little bit of a stop in the action, so it gives a little bit kind of a hard reset to the round. Not sure exactly how much time was left. I think we were closing in on the end of the first round anyways.
Yeah, so we'll probably see a quick little spurt here when it comes back and then another break. So we'll see who can capitalize in that short amount of time.
Hart's got his hands up, looking like he's about ready to go here.
Yeah, he's readjusting himself. And guys, not all groin shots are the same, man. You know, people will say this and they'll say that, but you never know how you're caught.
Right. And here we go, both fighters touch gloves, and we are back on. Keith Hart working forward with a nice combination here. Official call for a clean break. And that's the end of the round.
That was a pretty exciting first round right
absolutely. I mean, this is exactly what you were talking about, the kind of dynamic we're going to see as Keith Hart, someone who's training traditionally more with MMA and jiu-jitsu versus going up against somebody who's from strictly a boxing gym. I think we're seeing kind of like the technical difference. And we see Boroff seems a little bit cleaner with the combos. Things seem a little bit more precise. He landed a lot of impactful punches in the exchanges, did a really good job going to the body. But I think Keith Hart kind of realized what kind of game he's going up against now, and Hart's able to kind of find his own steps in between.
What we're really seeing is that in the example of Joe, okay, he's using really, really technical footwork, right? He's able to enter space and exit space sometimes pretty cleanly.
Right.
However, with Keith, it's not that it's the same level of technique. It's a different game plan.
Right.
He's willing to plant his feet more. He's willing to risk more in order to land those hard shots. And that's why you're seeing him counting with these hard hooks. It's really exciting. It's back and forth. Honestly, I don't know how you would judge that first round.
No, absolutely. I mean, it was very, very even. Both fighters did a really good job in landing their combinations when they threw them. There wasn't a lot of missed shots in those exchanges, you know. So in the case that this does go the distance, I would hate to be a judge. But here we go, opening up round two. Hart reaching low for that body, but didn't find anything.
Wow.
Fired off about 3 hooks back to back.
They're fighting in a phone booth right now.
But Boroff just looking like he got mad.
Oh,
Caught him with a nice right hand
shot.
there in the clinch.
Now you're hearing Joe's corner tell him, hey, box, box. He's fighting Keith's game right now. He's getting in that phone booth, a very aggressive fighter, and this is what Keith wants. Keith likes to be in the pocket, and again, I've sparred with him a lot, and I'm telling you, he's a very, very game fighter. He is not afraid to have a fist fight.
I don't know what it is. Something in the body language of Boroff, he seems like he's a little bit thrown off right now. And right when I say that, he's landing some vicious shots here to Keith Hart, but Hart fires right back.
They're both going for the kill. I mean, this is a back and forth brawl right now.
Nearing the 30-second marker here of round 2. Oh, Keith Hart might be in trouble here. Boroff trying to use that 1-2 his coach is calling for.
Boroff utilizing that good footwork. Again, after the exchanges are done, he's right back into that crisp footwork.
Right.
The hands are high. He's looking for very specific punches right now.
Absolutely. A great athletic base, but Keith Hart is just so tough. I mean, wow, Keith Hart really weathered the storm here in round 2.
He's as game as they come.
Absolutely.
Really intense bout for both guys.
No, absolutely. I mean, just like you were saying before, the way the judges had to score that first round seemed impossible, but we saw a little bit more action from Boroff in this round. I feel like he had a little bit more confidence after my first comments. He seemed like he was a little bit off, but at the end of the round, it seems like he really found his momentum. He started to dig in a little bit more, like you said, maintained a really good athletic base, and he started firing off, looking for those combos and landed in that will.
Both these guys have got to have been feeling an adrenaline dump. And, I mean, you can see it on the face of both of them right now. They've both eaten big shots.
Absolutely.
Going into this next round, we're going to see whose cardio is better, and that's really just going to take play and who can land the better and more accurate shots.
Absolutely. And, I mean, both fighters have been landing, but just from the body language and the looks of things, it feels like Boroff has landed a lot more significant damage to Keith Hart. Boroff is more upright and alert. Hart was stooped over, but looks like he's up and ready to go now. Looks like we're going to get the corners out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, third and final round. If you heard our official, these people want to see a show. Indeed we do.
Ooh, hard
nice
body shot.
Both
they're
fighters
back in the phone booth again. Hard
Nice right
exchanges,
hand.
hard hooks coming from Keith. Good footwork again from Boroff. Trading in the pocket.
And just as you mentioned, Boroff's coach repeatedly yelling, box. Gonna get a clean break here from our official. We are halfway through round 3. We are inside the final minute.
Stumbled him a little bit.
Ooh.
The ref is calling for a break. Let's see what happens when they separate.
And Keith Hart digging deep here.
Digging deep to find these shots. I think you can see that he wobbled him a little bit. He's probably trying to pursue on that, but it looks like
Nice
he's got
right
his footing
hand.
back under him. And Boroff returning his own
Beautiful movement.
shots, pushing that forward pressure, finding those shots to the body. I'd be interested to know if he had a cage in his camp for this, rather than 4 corners.
Right. Looking at the final 10 seconds here in the third round.
It's looking like this might go to the judge. Big shot.
Both fighters exhausted at this point. Big right hand landed by Keith Hart. And there's the end of the matchup. Both fighters showing good sportsmanship and respect. And now it's all up to the judges. What a way to start off the night. A hot shot boxing matchup here between Joe Boroff and Keith Hart Jr. You're going to see the replay of the final seconds.
What a fight, huh? My God.
That was a scrap.
Absolutely.
That was a scrap.
Cheese and rice here, man. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight has gone 3 full 2-minute rounds.
Let's see what the judges have to say.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Joe Boroff!
I think that was a fair decision. I think Boroff really performed well in that one. I mean, especially for a boxing debut. Like we said, he really maintained a athletic posture the entire time. He did a really good job trying his best to stay patient. We saw him get frustrated in the second round, but he overcame, and he's walking away victorious in his debut. Congratulations to Joe Boroff. A great way to start off the night.